Can you hear me? Fine?
Yeah,
Is
I can hear.
okay, let me just fix my sound. 1 second. Speak something?
Hello, can you hear me?
Fuck, it's a bit low. Alright, okay, let's see. So
Is that enough?
you said while I fix my stuff, you said you did coaching before?
Yeah.
Only once?
Yeah, just once.
Um, so how was it? What do you got from that?
Um, I can't really say. Just basically talk to me about runes and masteries and stuff, and about some advice about positioning. Um, Better place to put wards. Yeah, and we had an issue with the gameplay recording because I had played most of my games as jungle, and I wanted him to check one for mid. And I think the one game for mid that I had, it was a or a champion. It was the first time I played Rise since in like a year, so it was a bad game anyway. So it wasn't too. He couldn't give too much advice because you could clearly see that I didn't know exactly what was going on with my character.
Okay, let's start from something else. I'll ask you a few questions at first, and I'll write it down so I have it here. So, when did you start playing ranked?
I think at season two.
Season 2?
Yeah, three. Season two, I
S-
think I played like, like 15
So
games.
this
I think.
account that you linked is not your original account?
No.
Okay. Um, do you have that or
No, I don't have that anymore.
okay. What was your lowest and highest elo?
Um, S1. I usually lowest is bronze five. Every year I go down to bronze five and then I climb back up. Those is about the only climb I get.
Okay. So, what do you want to do? You want to climb, or you want to just basically learn the game and climb through that?
Better because I'll climb anyways.
Right. Okay. So basically, um, it's not that hard. Like when you, if you do eventually climb and follow things correctly, you'll see that it's not a big deal up until a point. Because this like, there's a lot of low elo stereotypes. There are a lot of mistakes, mechanical errors, indecision, like wrong build paths, wording is a mess, and it's very rare that there is a different scenario, from player to player.
Hmm.
So, because usually lower elo people follow instructions up to a point, from which when they don't feel comfortable, they just fall back on their mistakes, and they never actually learn. So what I want you to do is, whatever I say, if you want to record this or anything, um, I want you to, keep trying what I say
Okay.
eventually, and if it's not right for you, then it's not right, but you can be sure of it until you try it enough. So, okay, when I open your page, your like, what is the first thing that I saw?
Uh, I don't know my match history and runes and masters.
Basically, I look at your rank. Obviously, I look at how many games you play, right, and at your win rate. That's obvious. So I look at you have like what 160 games.
Mm.
Uh, so then, okay, so this guy has 160 games. I look down and I see Singed top most played, right? And it's
Yeah,
17 games.
yeah.
So that means to me that you play so many champions, and that's bad.
Yeah, I know.
So
I got.
then I moved to champions, and I'm like, okay, so let's see how many champions, how many months. It's like been a month and a half from season 7, right? So
Hmm.
you have 60 champions played, and
Okay.
it's really bad. Cause just imagine if you're on your OPGG page right now.
Hmm.
So imagine you have, let me count those. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, 40, about 50 games. About 50 games with champions with 3 or less games.
Hmm.
So imagine, like, what if those games would be on Singed, or on a champion that you actually know to play.
Hmm.
Your win rate is would be actually much higher, and you would actually climb a lot easier. So this is a big thing. You need to cut, basically just cut champions. I don't know, why do you like to play so many champs?
I don't know. I don't really have a particular reason. I do. I play. Yeah, that's
But
not great.
okay, so there's not a reason, but are you willing to cut them or not
Yeah.
really?
No, I am.
Okay. Okay, so that's first thing you should do. Um, what else? Let's see. Um, Let me look at what champions you actually play. So, out of like the first, like the top 10, 15, like, are those your, like, what are your best champs? That's what I'm asking actually.
Mm, I can't really say. I guess probably Singed, Ori, Cat, Leona, Alistair. Um,
So out of those, only Singed is in the list.
yeah, I guess.
So why do you not play the others in ranked?
Well, usually I just kind of fill or something like that in ranks. So, and I don't know. I've been picking mostly counter pick.
Okay, we'll get to that later. Um, Basically, I don't ever like tell people, okay, this is what you should play. I don't do champion pools. Basically, play whatever you like. It's not like any champion can get you to like any tier, basically. So, um, all you have to do is learn the game, you know. So I'm not gonna do that. But what I want to say is the second big thing that I looked at when I opened the page. What do you think it was?
I don't know. I would assume Ruins and Masters my setup.
No,
But
deaths.
okay.
So what do you think I noticed about your death average?
I guess it'll be high.
Well, I can give you like what shall we call it, like a pattern, like okay, so you can write this down from 0 to 2.5. It's good per game.
Mm-hmm.
From like 2.5 to like 4.5, it's like meh, average, but it's still okay. And when you have 5 plus average deaths, on any champ, it's not okay. Like, I can understand there's certain champions, let's say Singed, I could see it, but not even that. But anyway, 5 plus is usually bad. And when you look at your champs, you have, say, 6.9, 6.7. I don't see one, which is Poppy, is the only champion like top 15.
Mm. Hey, Leona, I have two.
Leona, where's Leona? I don't see Leona.
She's on there under 26. That's only two games. So.
Oh, well, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's too few games for that.
Mm.
Okay. But keep this in mind. This is very important as well. Like the less, because dying is so big in a game. Because not only you give map pressure and all that, you give gold and XP and all that stuff, and basically the less you die, the less opportunities you give your opponents. I mean that's obvious, but it's really important not to do. So you can, with those lines, like what I said, 0 to 2.5 and so on, you can kind of keep a track of your games and see, okay, so let me see, like my last 10 games. How my death average goes, and you can
Mhm.
kind of see if you improve or not in that aspect. Um, okay, I guess we can actually um, go into the list that you gave me, right?
Mhm.
And see what's up with that. So you have things you do well, things you do average, things you do bad. So I will need you to explain a lot of those. So
Mhm.
first of all, let's start with things you do well. So you said playing all lanes. So what does that mean? What is you?
Uh, I mean, I can. I think I can do everything average. That's also a con, I think, because I don't like really specialize in anything. But I understand how to play each lane and what to do and everything. I'm okay. I'm not gonna get you lost by playing anything.
Right, but that's not necessarily good. It doesn't mean that you excel at anything specifically, right?
Yeah.
So it's good that
Yeah,
you
I put like
understand.
in things I'm bad at as well. I play too many champions.
True, but it's not like it's good that you understand all the roles and what they are supposed to do, but it's really hard. Like nobody does that really. Nobody plays all the roles and they're good at all of them. You can understand what they do and what they're supposed to achieve and all that, but it's really hard to do them all because it's too much practice to 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 put on you. It's just not enough time basically.
Hmm.
So just focus on, you know, just pick whatever you feel like you like um, works with your style, I guess.
Hmm.
So I don't know what do you like? You like mid?
Yeah,
So
they have the most effect on the game.
yeah, true. So you can do that and pick another one for and the big thing about being able to understand what all the lanes do is whenever you get autofill like a few like every 5 games or whatever, you can actually do pretty well. So that's good. It's not gonna get down on your win rate like playing a million champions,
Hmm.
So um okay. Next is understanding all champs. I mean, um I don't know what to say. Like, if you say so, but usually from experience, like people in bronze, silver, gold, plat, even don't really have very good damage foresight. So they don't know exactly what is the potential of what the opponent can do. So if you are not that good at that, basically you don't really understand the champ that well. So I don't know what you mean by understanding all the champions.
I mean, yeah, I think I have a fairly good idea about the theory behind each of the champion, what to do, and probably what their build path will be, knowing when their items or power spikes will be. I think in the theory, well, I do pretty good. I struggle, like you'll see the things that I list. I struggle. Most of the things I say I do well are theory kind of things, and most of the things I do bad are mechanical in-game kind of things.
Mm, okay. So, okay. I guess we'll talk more about when we get to the things you do poorly about this. Runes and masteries. I mean, there's nothing really to understand about like runes and masteries is you just copy them.
Yeah.
That's all that is. Like you look up the best players, you copy them, and there you go. Because they spend so much time thinking about them and
Hmm.
practicing with them. And they know it's no reason for you to not copy them. So just do that. Farming. Okay, I looked at this. I looked at farming, and I don't know like what do you mean by you
Mm.
farm well?
I
Because
put the farming in underwell, and I put the CS under average. I think, like during laning phase, I don't always CS well. That's why I put CS in average. But over the course of the game, I don't know. I'm more of a farmer-oriented person.
yeah, but I look at okay. So let me see. Do I look at this? Are ranked solo? Let me see ranked. Yeah. So ranked. So we have the average 5.7, 4, 3.7. I guess it's Katarina as well, so it's not that, but still, it's not very like I would not consider this uh, good at farming,
Okay.
So, of course, I would have to see the actual game to understand more, but based on the stats, it's pretty obvious. It's not. I mean, um, I would say like you want to beat the 7 mark every game, like 7 CS per minute.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. I mean, sure, like some games, um, if when they go like over 50 minutes or whatever, it doesn't really matter because it's too long of a game time and you're full build anyway, so you don't care about the CS average. But in usual games like 20, 30, 35 minutes, it's a good indicator and you can look at it. Uh, and like CSing is pretty easy to improve anyway. You just with the new sandbox thingy coming out, it will be a lot easier to actually. Even right now, you can do custom games in just CS because it's a good method. That's actually a thing that you can practice outside the game and get better at. Okay, uh, this is a thing I don't like. Picking champions to suit my team. That is not necessarily a good thing in solo queue. You should just pick whatever you're comfortable and you know that you can play. Like it's no use to me that I've seen that Cassiopeia is a good pick in the Rise.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares if I can't play Cassiopeia properly? Like it's no use to me and to my team, even if in theory it's a good thing, So that's why I don't really like the counter picking thingy. It's not just if you don't have a champion in your champion pool that can actually counter pick,
Mm-hmm.
just pick what you can play. That's all. It's not much to it. Just stop thinking too much about the team. Just try not to pick something that's really bad in the matchup. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Um, roaming. This is a very weird subject. What do you mean by you're good at roaming?
I think I'm always looking towards trying to roam. Usually on my characters, if I'm in the middle or even top, I'm looking to use my teleport to game. I don't really teleport to lane, probably other than the first alien, and then after that. So I guess I'm more of a person that looks to doing that.
Okay. Hmm. Maybe we'll look at the map if we have time at the end, and we'll put some situations, and we'll see. Okay. Situational builds. So what about this? You understand them, or what? What
Yeah.
is what?
I guess when to kind of deviate from a typical build path and based on your enemy composition and trying to
Let me
understand
look. Let me
to get
look.
magic resist armor.
Well, this is weird because you say that, but I mean, do you have the game history in front of you?
Yeah.
So okay, let's look. Ranked 1 day ago, Katarina. You built Abyssal first,
Mhm.
right? Into Kha'Zix, Nasus, Ezreal, Braum. Oh, fuck, that's your team. Into Irelia, Xin, whatever. You see the match, right?
Which one? Irelia Zen, Brand.
Yeah.
I think I was struggling versus Brand. That's why I rushed that one.
So why not just get MR and then continue with the build? You don't need to get Abyssal. Like you see, I'm not talking about like that specific game because the next game, the Katarina, the win, the 969.
Mhm.
Um, you had a comp with Nautilus, Sejuani, Lissandra, which is triple AP, and you didn't do any MR. Like how does that work?
Well, they weren't really. Those weren't the ones giving me trouble. I was really worried about Garen. Garen was the one that was going off that game. Or I think it was that. I don't know. Hmm. I don't remember what else.
Gerwin was what? like
I don't know. I think
like
Garen
Gerwin
was.
was 4-13.
Yeah, but he was causing me the issues. He was getting everything off of me. He just come in, zone me out, and try to silence me whenever I move.
Yeah, well, I mean, still, it's not like the correct thing to do, you know?
Hmm.
Because I mean, you can't really look at him as a threat. I mean, he's Garen, you're Katarina. You have a million chumpos and shit like that. He doesn't have anything. He just runs at you. While Nautilus and Sejuani and Lissandra have a ton of shit that can, get on top of you. So, like MR and into Zonias, into shit like that would have been good this game. Like, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. It like you get the idea.
Hmm.
So I don't really quite see what do you mean by you understand situational builds. Uh, like even here, like you built Rylai's against uh, Morgana and Zed, and I don't know.
I don't know what game that is. You're talking about.
It's um 2 games under the
What character is it? Who is it?
Katarina.
Kevin versus Morgana. I realize I'm in lane against Zed.
You,
Well, that's why wouldn't you want to rush a Rallies? Or no, Zonia's.
well,
Is
yeah,
Zon?
Zonia's is good. I'm talking about Rylai's. I mean, why wouldn't you rush? I mean, why wouldn't you build like, say, let me see what they had. Let me see what they had. So, let's see. So they had um bunch of MR, Zonias, more MR. Why don't you build like I don't know, like avoid stuff? I'm not like this is not like critique. It's just how do I say putting into perspective what you were saying about like situational builds.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see into your builds that there were better options that you didn't go for, and that's why I'm struggling a bit to see what do you actually, if you actually understand situational builds or not. This is not very important, by the way. It will come with time, actually, but just like it's pretty don't think about like Katarina is nothing about winning lane, because you said, "Oh, I was struggling in lane with Brand." You don't have to win. Katarina never has to win lane because it's not that kind of champion. Uh, so you just want to look at the overall pictures in different situations, and I guess if we'll get to look over a game or something, I'll get a better idea of what you think. Anyway, let's move on. Uh, Countering, you said countering here. And I say again,
Yeah, I
just
understand.
just don't do that. It's not important. Like nobody does it, even in high lows. You just want to practice whatever you get on.
Mm.
Um, I know it's a cool thing. Like I did that when I was silver, like 3 years ago or something. Uh, and I thought it's good, but it's just not. It's not optimal. Now it's the. This is I don't really know how to say like things I do average. Like what does average mean?
I don't know things that I probably think I could improve on, but I wouldn't say I do bad. I mean, all the things you can improve on, but probably things I just think are a step above that.
So how do I take those? CS. You put CS. You put farming in CS and so what did you say about?
I mean, like CS and lane. I usually, like I said, I'll probably not do so well in the lane phase, but during over the course of the game, I'll try to pick up my farming pretty well.
Oh, so CS you mean laning phase and farming
Yeah.
overall. Okay, but like that's the the big part of the game is the laning phase because
I know.
whenever you wanna like if you wanna farm during the rest of the game outside of the laning phase, that means that you're not farming well enough. Like you're not catched up to your opponents, and you want to farm so you can be relevant, right?
Yeah.
If you're so the thing that you have to do is to actually CS well in lane because
Hmm.
that's the important thing because afterwards everybody can go and catch waves when you're behind. It's not that hard, but the important part is the lane thingy. I mean, I'm not saying playing from behind and being good at it is bad. It's just you don't want to be behind in the first place.
Hmm.
Like that's the idea.
Hmm.
Uh, okay. So all those wording, pushing objectives, power spikes. Um. So okay. So what is okay? Power spikes. Explain this to me. Like, how do you understand power spikes?
Well, generally, I'm probably thinking the person, since we're not talking about a specific person, but usually if they have a level six ult that causes damage as opposed to a level six ult that might be more supportive. Sometimes, like a Sheen or a Triforce will make a big difference. For like example, Aurelia, level four is kind of a usually, yeah. When she maybe fills out a certain gets all 6 points like a level nine or like 5 points at level nine and a certain ability, it might be a much better for certain champs. Things like that.
Okay, okay, but all those have to be like um in you understand that they have to be in like a certain specific time. Like if you get 5 points in an ability when your opponent is level 10, it doesn't really matter because he's still ahead, right?
Uh-huh.
So that's not a power spike. Power spike is like when you get like a Triforce on Corki in minute 11. That's a power spike. That's a big one.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I don't know. Let me look through those. What is
I don't see a power spike as relative to your opponent. It's just when your power goes up a large amount. It doesn't mean that you're stronger than anybody. It just means that your relative power went up on a larger scale than on a normal, typical level to level basis
true? But if you're
or item to item basis.
yeah, but if you're behind, the power spike doesn't really mean that much. It just means that you're catching up.
Okay.
Like, um, it's not really like it is a power spike when you get like hex stack on cat.
Mm-hmm.
But if your opponent, like lane opponent, has like an item and a half, then it's like reduced quite a lot because he can punish you even if you're like roam and follows you or something. So it is a power spike, but it's like it's mostly when you're ahead you wanna do that. Like you wanna talk about power spikes,
Mm-hmm.
not when you play catch up. Uh, I don't know, like any of those kiting, pinging, ganking, trading, resource management, peeling, team finding. I have to actually see you do them to actually get an idea how good you are, because it's like I can't evaluate, like
Hmm.
how do I do that? So I don't know what to say about those. Just in theory, which is not really important right now. Um, Map awareness, we can use the map. Let's see. Maybe if we have time. Okay. Things you're bad at. Let's get to things you're bad at. Not raging.
Yeah.
Okay. Like this. This is a hard thing to like. It. I can like you can't really teach it, I guess, but it's how do I put this? You basically have to understand that raging not only is not helpful to a game, but the fact that there's so many players that the next game that you play is like 99.99% that you don't get the same players. In that elo is like no way you don't get the same players ever because there's too many. There's a chance, but so the point of view, like, I don't know, do you like rage on chat or just by yourself
Chat.
on chat? Okay, so that's the point. Like, if you say something to those people, like, yeah, you might make them feel offended or like they rage back to you, but basically you'll never actually speak to that person again ever. You know, so why bother in the first place? Talk to them because it's like it doesn't it doesn't change his behavior in any way. So it can only actually make it work. See, it's not like I can teach you any of those things. You have to like self-educate yourself into this, I guess.
Hmm.
And the bad thing about this is not only that you're probably gonna tilt and like lose the game off of raging. Uh, so it has a negative impact not only on the game but on the win rate and on everything on your climb. Um, but the next game that you play, you're probably gonna be mad going into it, and so you ruin even your next games. So it's uh, the best thing, like rage for yourself, like just don't write stuff because it's just not it's not I mean, I don't care like about uh being a good summoner and shit like that, but just you're actually creating problems more than there actually are in the game. I don't know, like it's hard. It's a hard subject to actually, but I guess you get the point.
Yeah.
um so I know it's hard to actually do it, but eventually I guess you can. um Using abilities to CS. So this is a thing you're bad at. So why are
Like
you
a single target ability. Like, a Vayne might try to hit one and then tumble and try to hit one quickly
right?
after. Or like Fizz using his Q to kind of grab a second one real fast. Any of those kind of things outside of using Aurelia's Q, I'm just terrible at. So I don't mean like a mage, like, using Brand's ability to farm. That's pretty simple or straightforward. But it's kind of those single target abilities. You understand what I mean?
Let me think about this. So it's just the ability, like you're not afraid of using mana or that kind of stuff.
No, I don't. It just
So
doesn't
it's
really come naturally. It's not about. It
so it's
don't
just
even.
basically the mechanical thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Do you use how can I help you with this? Do you use auto attack indicator?
You mean A? No, I don't know. Nah, I
It
don't.
like it shows you the range of the basic attack and all that.
Uh, no.
Cause you can use that. It's set it on the bot. It's really helpful when you try to learn in CS and all that. It's actually helpful. Um, I don't know exactly. I can look after. I can look after and tell you like what's the exact setting in the game. I don't know exactly how it's called right now, but um, it's really help. You can like place Q. You can Q a basic attack on a minion, so you can CS it, right? And then
Hmm.
right after you can use an ability on another one, and it doesn't have to be like such a like a weird mouse movement or anything. It's a lot smoother, and you'll get used to it. Probably that can help you CS easier, so you don't use it. You just right click.
Hmm.
Okay, you can try that. Maybe it works. Maybe not. I'm not sure. I've never actually heard this before. Like,
Hmm.
uh, but yeah, try that. Try that, and we'll see. Maybe I can think of something else. I don't know. CS and harassing at the same time. Don't. This is hard. It's not easy. Do not try to focus on both at the same time. Do one, then do the other one. Do one, do the other one. If you lose CS, it's fine. It's okay. It's not like you know, uh, anything happens if you lose some CS. So just do them separately, and by doing this, eventually you will be able to combine them. You don't without thinking about it. Just do them separately, and eventually it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm pretty sure about that. So just don't think about it. You know, focus on one. Pink words. What about pink words?
I'm bad at using them. I don't. I rarely use them.
Um, place where to place them or what?
Just using them. I'm just bad at using them. I'm pretty good at warding or consistently warding. But I just don't really pick up pink words. I rarely think about it unless I'm a support.
So you don't buy them, or you don't know where to place them, or
I.
okay. Well, it's pretty easy. Let me bring up the map. Okay, I will give you some examples. Okay.
Mhm.
Uh, share screens. Do you see this thingy?
Hold on, slowly. Yeah, I see your Google page.
Okay, so Rift Kit. Let's see. Planner. Okay, this. Okay. I'm gonna give you like a few. You play mid usually, right? You like mid lane. So let's say you are blue side. You are the blue dot. You are the blue mid laner. You can see
Mm-hmm.
this, okay? It's
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Okay.
Um, I'll give you a scenario. Okay, you have a pink ward in your inventory. Let's say that your jungler is like here, like jerking off or something, moving between junglers or I don't know, something, doing something there. And then this is the position of bot lanes. Okay, you have no idea where the enemy jungler
Mm-hmm.
is. No idea. He's like I don't know. Okay, and top lane is like this. Okay. So you have one pink word in your inventory, and the lane is like kind of in the middle. You're just farming randomly. So where is the best spot in this position where you put the pink word?
Mm-hmm. I'd put it towards bottom because I don't know. I think the jungler was heading towards bottom.
Oh,
The enemy jungler is heading towards bottom
right. Why?
because the lane's pushed at bottom.
True. Okay. So what do you do? But where would you put it? Where I can put a
Um,
pink? Where do you want me to put the pink? Okay. So
uh,
so fuck. No fuck. What the fuck? Okay. So where do I put it?
mm, I don't know at the uh northeast on the red buff. I don't know. I don't.
Right here.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't like putting it at that single bush.
Here, because
Yeah, I
it's
don't
easy
like
to
that.
take.
Yeah.
Right. So you want to put it
You
here.
know, if I'm already cautious, then thinking that it's easy to take just really turned me off.
Uh, yeah, but the thing that let's talk about this. So this is not a bad spot right here, as long as you are not crossing like the half. Like if you're not pushing mid lane at all,
Hmm.
then it's okay. But it's very defensive, because if it's here and he comes through the river, he can gank you. The pink doesn't see shit actually, you know. Uh, but you defend bot lane a little bit if he decides to go through your jungle. The thing is, if you're afraid to put it here because he can take it easily,
Right.
because he can take it easily, you have information on where he is and what he might do, and that is far more important than 75 gold. It's like way more important. So just him taking your word is like information. You know that? Uh, so it's a lot better to put it here. Now you can do this and like place a green here, or better yet, you can do uh, like pink in the same spot and place one here, or like here. Um, but the idea of this, okay. So what do you want to do in a game? In every single game, I want you to think about this. You look at the map. In this scenario, who has the pressure? Bot lane, right? You
Yeah.
said bot lane has the pressure. They're most likely to get ganked.
Hmm.
So, what you want to do is like, you can't really help top lane because you have no vision basically, uh, because the lane is pushed. What if the enemy jungler is around it, and all that. So, what you want to do is play around bot because bot lane is your strong side. Every single game, the lane that is pushing and has like the advantage because they're not only like pushing. By pushing, they actually have more vision, right? Because you see the lane, you see the whole lane, whereas top lane you don't see anything. You just see your tower.
Hmm.
So they give you more information. They give you pressure on the map that actually lifts pressure from mid lane and top lane, because the enemy jungler might be like attracted to go there and try to help out their bot. So what do you want to do? Every single game you place your words on the strong side, all of them. Like you never do this shit like you place one here and like one here, because it's no point. This is really bad. Never do this. uh or like um all your words have to go into the side that you have pressure on. Okay, all the games. You want to do that. You want to think about that. You want to look at the map. Who has pressure? If nobody has pressure, then you pick a side. Like who might win. Who, like, you look at the CS, like who's in the advantage, who's like even. Think about all the things and choose and decide. But 90% of the games, somebody wins and somebody loses the lane.
Hmm.
So you'll know exactly where to put the words and where to have, the where you want to have the pressure. Um, and every single game, not only you're gonna put words on the side that has pressure. What is this? Okay. Not only you're gonna do that, but you are also gonna stay in lane uh, in this side all the game. You're not moving to the right side. not to the left side, not at all. Like, uh, there is no point in you going towards the dark side of the map, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So where the pressure is, you put your words and you stay there. You plant yourself here. You CS. You do whatever you want, but you don't go to the other side. That's important.
Mm-hmm.
So do this every game. Um, okay. What do I want to say? What else? What what were we on? What was the question? I don't even. I derailed a bit. Um, it was pink words.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the basic thing about pink words, all you want to do, every single time you want to back, like let's say you play, it doesn't really matter what you play, anything you play, whatever you want to buy. Let's say you're buy your like your next. Let's say you want to buy a Giant's belt. Okay, so that's 1K. So okay, I want to buy a Giant's belt, but I don't want to back at 1K. I want to back at like 1150. So I can buy my Giant's belt and like buy a a control word and a pot. You know, like some games you buy a refillable pot. It's so. But anyway, the thing stands. Every single game, you don't want to back. Like okay, if you're really low and you can't stay anymore, sure, okay, cool. But otherwise, just do it every single time. Get another wave. Uh, and when you have actually bought the pink word, it's really easy. And don't be afraid to lose the pink word because it's not important. All that matters is the information that you get from it. If if a pink word is in a good position for like more than a minute, it's worth. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like if the jungler like finds it right away, yeah, it's a bit sad. Whatever, 75 gold, but it's still okay. So don't be afraid about. Just do it every game. Okay. Uh, right. What else do we have?
Knowing when to follow up teammates or farm or
Follow
farm
up
like
teammates or
farm
farm.
pushing. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So this is hard to think about. Like this is mostly game sense and knowing. Like this is like depends on. It's basically all situational. Depends on the team that you have, the situation that there is, right? Because when we talk about this and roaming as well. Like every single time there is a different answer in every scenario, right? So you want to think about what champions your team has and what champions they have, and if they can wave clear under tower, if they can repel, and if they have enough vision, if they, because most of the time, uh, this is about roaming. When you're second, you probably shouldn't go. When the enemy mid laner moves first, it's probably just better to spam ping and push. That's it. Because most of like you never know if you have enough vision. Okay, maybe if you have TP, yes, maybe. But it's all maybes. But all the time pushing and getting tower damage is not maybe. It's 100% gold and tower damage, and that doesn't change. It's constant, and you get something out of it. Whereas if you move second, you might find the enemy jungler and the enemy mid laner in a bush, and they'll fuck you up.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so when to follow up on teammates, it depends what the time of the game is. It depends like what
I think
items you have. What
is a mess up and follow up or decide to roam and get caught by a jungle. That's That happens enormous amount of times.
Well, yeah, because in the roaming scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I've always liked, like, this is a preference. I guess this goes from player to player. Because if you want to roam a lot, it's a lot riskier. Because if you don't get the roam off, you lose gold, you lose tower damage, you lose XP, you lose everything basically. So I usually try to provide vision to my team,
Hmm.
and when the guy leaves, just push my advantage, and you know, that's the safe way. But if you said you like to roam a lot, if you like to roam a lot, you might want to look into like getting sweepers and getting pink wards and trying to like uh, gank the side that has uh, by the way, in the scenario that I showed you on the map, never ever try to help top lane. Like in that scenario, you don't wanna, oh, this guy is pushed under tower. No, you don't do that. The best thing if you want to roam is to dive bot lane, and in that specific scenario.
And what? Why is it?
Because you don't want to, like in League of Legends, most of the time you don't want to put out the fire. If a teammate loses, let him lose and help the ones that are winning. That's the only way. You just basically want to make a bigger fire on the other side. That's what you want to do. Because if you try to save them and fail, you lost the game. You just lost. Because you fall behind as well. He's super behind now, and it all goes to shit.
Hmm.
That's the thing that you have to do. You have to play with numbers. If we have numbers advantage on this under the map, if we have advantage in items in CS in levels and all that, we want to help those people and not everyone else. So it's important. So it's really important. I don't know if you like realize all this or right now, but while climbing, and if you actually in the game try to look at those things and how they play out, you actually will realize it a lot faster. Um okay, what do we have? So you got this about like follow up, and
Hmm.
I mean, I didn't actually address follow up or farm, because how do I say this?
Yeah, I understand why.
Like, yeah,
It's too situation.
yeah, it's all about what scenario you have in front of you. It's not really a thing that I can say more about. Playing many champions, okay, I address this again. It's not good. It doesn't help you climb in any way. Um, I mean, there's always normal games where you can play any fucking champion. It doesn't matter. Uh, if you actually want to have variety and do a lot of stuff, but it's not healthy for climbing in any way. Mechanical skills. What about this? Like, does this have to do anything with the CSing abilities thing?
No, I mean, like I not exactly this, but it's just an example. Like the ribbon combo where you Q A A Q A A Q, or like Katarina. I'm real good at going all in and being pretty successful, but not too good at making it out. Usually use all my abilities or resets to go further in and not really to come out. That's what I mean by that. Or what's the term they call for like vein, like shadow walking or something? Like these kind of various mechanical skills.
So you're bad at those, at all those, or
No,
like you
there's
wanna,
more, but I was just saying that those are examples.
so you wanna
That's
learn those, or what's the point about those? Because these are like, these are only worth thinking about if you really want to learn them and you want to be good at them. But in League of Legends, you have so many stupid champions that don't really need. They have like have fucking Annie and Singed and all that kind of champ that, like, let me see what you've been playing, like Singed, like basically easy champs to pull off that don't have any complicated mechanical stuff. So I don't
mm,
know, like, are you
that's
are you
complicated.
bad at those and you want to be good at those, or what's the point?
I think Cat is complicated. I'm gonna improve her.
cat. Yeah, cat's pretty complicated. It's pretty complex with the new cat, but the old cat was retarded. But um, okay, so but I don't see like what your issue is with those.
I was just saying, making it into somewhere like a tower dive and then making it out, or oh, I don't know, just the various mechanical things. I told you I could probably go all in pretty legit, but making it out and surviving with, like or a tower dive situation. I go in, I pick up a double kill, triple kill. Cool. Well, you say dying is not good. So, I mean, usually you could say a triple kill for one death is kind of worth, but at the same time, I'd rather advance my skills to the point where I don't die in that and I come out still.
Yeah, but like that actually just has to do with how well you played the champion, because it's not. I mean, I have no idea. Like I never actually played Riven ever, so I have
Mm-hmm.
no idea how to do like fancy stuff and combos and cancel abilities on Riven. On why did I say it like that? On Riven, but it like unless you specifically want to learn that thing, that combo, that champ,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter, right? So, uh, sure, if you play the champion over and over, you'll get better at that. So it's obvious, like you said, you get better at cat combos and whatnot. But I don't think it's something that you actually need to think about. Um, the best players in the world at this point in League of Legends are really, really good at basics. Not dying, CSing super well, playing super smart about themselves and their opponents. That's the qualities that you want to have, that you want to look for. Fancy Riven outplays and Cat outplays. Yeah, okay, they're cool, but it doesn't help you in any way.
Okay.
So yeah, you will get better at each of those the more you play the champion. But it's not a thing that you should fuck, I'm bad at this combo. Like okay, sure, you can practice it in like sandbox mode or something, but it's not. Don't just it's pointless to think about, really. When other things, like, yeah, okay, when you master CSing and not dying and being smart about the game, okay, you can think about those, but until then, it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing on the list, okay, so we made it here. Overcommit. So this, I mean, it's pretty obvious that you overcommit a lot with how many deaths you have, so that's for sure. So, um, I guess you really like fighting and making like I don't know what makes you overcommit a lot.
Various things, but um, you're just trying to support a gank or something like that. Usually get somebody me killed. Things like that, or trying to just go in and support a team fight.
Mm, well, I mean, I can, yeah. If I would see a game, if maybe we'll see one. I don't know. Um, we can talk about these kind of things, because you about overcommitting, you just gotta learn, like, it's all about what cooldowns they have, what cooldowns you have, and how safe you want to play it. That's basically what you need to take into consideration. Because if something comes up that you didn't think about, then you just die. So you have to be smart about all those things. But it's not like I can tell you a specific thing that you have to do. other than what I just said about cooldowns and skills and whatever summoners.
Mm.
Um, well, I mean, from all those, cause I think it's almost time. Um, I think like most things that you want to look at is just CS. It's I know it's maybe not how you want to do it, but I'm not sure. But I think so. Just try to focus on CSing. Like it's really important. Try to focus on not dying. Really important. And cut the champs. Cut many champs. And think about like that every single game. Think about the strong side thingy and the pink ward thingy and the back thingy. I don't know what from all I've said what you will remember and will not, but um, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you can tell me like what do you feel like from what I've said that is helpful to your case or not.
Well, there's certain things I already knew, like the champion thing. Um, yeah, definitely. I need to do better farming. At CS. Um, I can maybe look at what I'm doing when I change certain builds to tailor them a little bit to the enemy.
Right.
Um, the warding. Uh, yeah, and try not to die as much. Just focus on staying alive.
Okay. Well, I mean, um, you can just look at your list, and I don't know if you.
Yeah, I mean, I always got my list and I'll remember what you said as opposed to you saying.
Okay. Okay. Nice. So try to do those things, and whenever something comes up and maybe something is not right and you don't feel like you're doing it right and you want to do it differently or something, just leave a message and I'll respond when I can. Um but try to do all, I mean not all, most of the stuff that I said uh consistently, and you'll see what happens. I mean, uh it's really important that you see the change in your play.
Mm-hmm.
So just try to do those, and I guess I'll talk to you, and maybe if